Hi everybody! Got ya. Russ from the West Ham Network. I thought I'd start. I thought not have a video. Just start straight away. Hope you are safe and well. Now I know it's not usually my place to do these things, to do these press conferences, but Anton's been helping me out for the last few days while I've been in the conference. So I said I'll come and do the press conference for him today. Not going to be a massive long show today at all. It's just getting across some of the points that Moyes made at his press conference this afternoon. I thought it was worth just showing you, talking a bit more about what he spoke about. And then hopefully we'll digest some of that in the maybe a late show tonight. Who knows? But definitely in the preview show tomorrow. So obviously today, Mr. Moyes and loads of people in the chat. Great to see you all as well. As I said, it's usually Anton. It's usually Anton doing it. But I thought, you know what? Give the people what they want. They want more button. You haven't had button for a couple of days. If you're new, Andy, why don't you consider subscribing, hitting the bell icon so you may have any time we put new content on. Lots of lovely stuff coming up, particularly obviously match day. Everton round the corner next on Sunday, 2 p.m. 2 p.m. on Sunday. So we'll have all the build up and everything with Anton and myself and watch alongs and stuff like that coming up. So as I said, Mr. Moyes, I've had a press conference a couple of weeks. Weird, isn't it? Weird. Anyway, so again, just going to quickly just zoom through the main talking points. I've watched the conference, listened to read all the transcripts, digested it, giving you the main bits, saving you the bother. You're welcome. You're more than welcome. So, in terms of the press conference, there were several things that were mentioned. In terms of the main ones, I mean, obviously he talks about his plans. You see, let me take out the screens. There we go. Let's take off the. Don't tell Stelp. I'm going to take the logo off. There we go. So Moyes on his current plans in terms of where we're at the moment. He went on to say that I've got quite a lot of planning. I've done quite a lot of planning. I think they've had to really. I've tried to train at a good level in the last week or so because we know our training time will be limited in the next month or so. I have to make sure the squad is the best I can. Use the squad the best I can. I think we've done it as well as we can so far. You only need to start to get one or two injuries and it can start to affect your numbers. So you've got to be mindful of that. It's what we wanted. I hope we'll try and manage it as well. I mean, it is something we have wanted. I know we've got an incredible number of games coming up in the next few weeks, but it is really what we've wanted. We've wanted to be in Europe. We wanted to compete on multiple levels. So that's the flip side. Is we need those. We do need. There's going to be a lot of games coming up. So yeah. Following on from that, Mr. Moyes went on to say that where is it? Where am I? There. Sorry. This is Anton does it a lot better than me. He went on to say that probably like everyone else, we have probably one or two injuries, one or two people coming back from international duty that we'll be having to have a look at. But it looks like this international break has taken its toll on a lot of people, and we are no different. We might have some people who are not available. And that's interesting. And he was pressed who's not available. He wouldn't tell him. What's available. Because why would I tell you? So that to me means maybe one or two surprises coming up in the selection potentially. Let's wait and see. Maybe a Soufal, maybe a Souček. Who knows? In fact, he was asked several questions about Souček and various players, and we'll come to that because there's some interesting things he said about some of them. In terms of the current form, how the current form's going, he was very complimentary about our current form. He basically said that, where is it? There we go. No. Geez, you see. Anton, it's all gone to pot. I think we had a really good start with the cup competitions, and have done well in Europe, and still in the Carabao Cup. We're playing in a Premier League as well, which we're trying to manage for the first time with European football. So I think actually we had a really good start. We had a disappointing last minute in the last game against Brentford, but we are not going to dwell on that. That is for sure. We move on and keep it positive because the team have done so well. The players have done a great job. And I think everyone's totally echoes everything he just said. On some of the individual players he was asked with, he said of Mr. Mikel Antonio. Now, Mikel Antonio, he said, I think he's been firing all cylinders and I hope he is well rested and I hope that he has got some good training in. And I hope he'll know if he's got some good training in personally. But anyway, he chose not to go with Jamaica in the end because he felt that some of the logistics weren't correct. But overall, he is back, and I hope he can continue in the good form he has been in since the start of the season. So I think you're more than likely to see Mr. Antonio in the squad on Sunday. In terms of Souček, who another guy who's sort of has a little bit of criticism recently, I think Thomas gets the praise certainly from in here. We know exactly what Thomas's worth is and exactly what he can do. We are pushing very hard. We are pushing him hard to get the goals that he got last year because he was very good at his goal numbers last year. We like his work ethics. In fact, we love it. And we're now saying we want him to get back. He is just missing a couple of chances, or they're not quite falling to him, which I think we're all sort of fair enough. He's a real threat in the box as well. So we're hoping he can start to get a few goals as well as his very good running stats. And indeed, there was a stat yesterday that he was top of the running stats in the Premier League in terms of average. So, he's still putting the effort in. I know there's been a bit of a needle between the changing dynamic between him and Declan Rice, and Moyes was actually asked about this in terms of the changing dynamic of him and Rice, and he just said that if we could get two of them to score 10 goals each, that'd be great. I totally agree. At the moment, Declan is slightly in front, but I think that Thomas with his aerial power will get us goals as the season goes on. Declan has different abilities. Declan has got a good shooting ability and other attributes which help him get goals as well. So I'm actually hoping that we end up with two midfielders with good goal numbers this season. So makes perfect sense. Trying to not dispel the myth, but trying to basically make light of the slight changing in dynamic. And as he said, he wants to get Thomas back. Now back, does he assume getting back defensively to help out, or back as in the player he was last season? No one really asked him that question. If I was there, I would have just, yes, yeah, Mr. Moyes, can I have a quick question, please? In terms of the game, on Sunday, that's it. He goes, well, it's one of the big games, but it's the same for Everton. Everton are a really big club, and because of that, I think it is a big game. It's a tough place to go, and I know as well as anyone what it's like. It's a real great atmosphere in Goodison, so from that point, it's a great game. We are looking forward to it. We are confident with the way we are playing, the style we've been playing. We look as if we're going to score goals, so hopefully we are able to do that. And I totally agree. I think that's something which Everton's one of those places which I never really liked going to. Christ, I remember, some 5-0 drubbings or whatnot at Goodison Park on those really crappy seats there. But it's not a place I don't think we can fear anymore now. So have we won the last two away, I think. So I think there's a real optimism there, and obviously they're not playing where I don't think they've got their two. I think was it Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison aren't playing. They're both out. They've missed sort of 5 and 6 games respectively. So I think you can go there and have a go. But Everton are a different side to the side we played last season. I think Rafa's brought in a bit of solidity, it seems, there, and has brought some good players, some honest players, I think, there, with the likes of Andros Townsend, Demiri, Mr. Gray, formerly of Leicester as well. Some good players there. And then of Rafa himself, he says that, that I have great respect for Rafa because of the level of clubs he's managed. He did an exceptional job with Liverpool and made it very difficult for me when I was a manager at Everton. Thankfully, by the end of my time there, we had got above them a couple of times. You don't manage the clubs Rafa's managed if you're not very experienced. He was also asked a few questions about the Newcastle takeover and stuff like that. I didn't bother putting those up onto PowerPoint slide because actually, to be honest, it's not in relevance to the actual game. But he basically made a point that it's up to Newcastle. Steve Bruce is a great manager. And interestingly enough, Steve Bruce, obviously he manages his 1,000th game against Spurs. After Sunday, Mr. Moyes will be on 995. Says Tom Davis of London Football. So he'll be doing his 1,000th game in the next few games. And the amount of games we've got, it's probably like a week left, isn't it? It's about a week's time. Will be the amount of bloody games we've got. Right, let's have a quick look in the chat. As I said, it's not going to be a long show today at all. Literally giving you the press conference very, very quickly. And obviously the big preview show will be tomorrow night. We got afternoon Reese, afternoon Clive. I appreciate this is like a I've just jumped on today, but I just wanted to get it to you quickly. P. Gads, hope you're well. Alexandra. There we go. Gaza, hope you're well. Reese, everyone. Clive, good afternoon. Gaza, Anton's looking well, isn't it? Anton's changed his accent's changed as well. He's got a proper accent for a West Ham show now. Very, very good. Well done, Anton. Christ, he's helped me out the last couple of days, to be honest, with the conference. Oh, yeah. It's the least I could do, jump on just before the end of work. Everyone's talking to each other. Lovely. Matty Flack. Statue. Hope you are well, my friend. Obviously, they have the preview tomorrow night with Sato, I would hope, and Anton, and obviously we'll be around for the watch-alongs and stuff like that over the weekend. Afternoon, Matt. Morning from California. Good morning to you, Hammer Molder. Hope you're well, my friend. Hope you're having a lovely morning so far in California. Nice to see. Hopefully, the weather's all right. Souček's going to sit. I think that's the idea. I think that's what sort of the sort of the way I got from what Moyes was saying. We've asked him to come back a bit. Now, again, is it? But I don't understand if it's coming back defensively and doing more of a defensive role. Or is it coming back as in, please come back to the Thomas Souček you were last year? I think he's been found out a little bit. Not found out in a bad way, but I think people are working. I think that's why Deck's got a bit more license to roam, because I think almost like Souček is a little bit sort of hamstrung a little bit. But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. It's not. I love to see everyone talking to each other. It's lovely. I wonder if 3 centre backs is going to be the change in dynamic with the run of fixtures coming up. I think it might be a good idea. I think it's a good idea just to get some solidity. I think we need to get that sort of. Let's not concede. Very often we concede first and then we kick into gear. And I'd rather just keep that goal tally to a 0. You look at the league. Tottenham Brothers are -4. We're on +4. It's only been 7 games. Very, very impressive. I would start Kral. He needs some game time. It's not working. We can bring in Thomas in the second half. Well, the way he was saying, I mean, people were literally asking him, what he said. He might have 1 or 2 injuries. Who's injured? Who's not going to be available? And he basically, I'm not going to tell you that. So he's keeping his cards close to his chest. Very interesting. He's playing with fire, having Deck and Souček to both score. That'd be nice. Has got exactly the right approach towards press conference. He never gives too much, but gives enough to give us topics to discuss on the West Ham Network. It's just enough. Just enough. He knows we're going to be talking about. We're the only YouTube channel who does talk about the press conference. So Moyes, he must know. It's enough. And he was like, oh, look, Rusty's doing it today, not Anton. Fair enough. Fair play. Sorry, I'm late. Score on the roads are a nightmare due to the killing of the MP. Oh, fair enough, man. Awful news that was today. We all know they are fit players, but I look at Souček and he's not been the same player since. I don't think it's Souček's the problem. I mean, he's still running, he's still top of the running stats and stuff as well. I think it's just the rub of the green a little bit, but also I think it's people are aware of him. He was a bit of a just surprise act, wasn't he, really? So, yes. Wouldn't be the same without Scottish accent on the channel. Well, he'll be back maybe tonight, maybe late tonight. Make sure you hit that bell icon. And if we are on late tonight, we'll let you know straight away. I wouldn't be opposed to playing Lanzini. I don't think it's Everton. I think Everton got quite a strong midfield. So I'd like to keep as strong as possible. Maybe even playing the 3 of them. Hello. That's a change in formation. But maybe playing Souček, Kral, and Deck. Who knows? Foundation reaction at some West Ham Foundation rather, are in the action at home tomorrow. 10:15 Woodlands School, Basildon. Make sure you check it out. Anyone in the Basildon area? I'm with Clive. Maybe. Souček is hamstrung and Antonio is hamstrung and hamstring and hamstrung. Yes, indeed, hamstring. Yeah, you say tomato, I say tomato. I totally agree. Souček is a very deceptive player. Looks knackered when he's not. I think some of us are starting to work him out. Unfortunately, I'm the same as you, man. Bruce has got the right arse ache in the press conference. Fair enough. I would too, but he's in the money. Whatever happens, isn't it? He's in the money, whatever happens. Everyone's talking to themselves. Everyone else expecting Liverpool to get 0 minutes between Lingard to get 0 minutes between now and the 1st of January. Quite possibly, man. Quite possibly. You don't want him to get injured, do you? Because I think Lingard. I think it'd be interesting to see what's happening with Lingard. Obviously, we reported about he's rejected the contract and he's up for 15 million quid or something like that. Daya said that he's signed a pre-contract agreement and he's coming. So Let's see. Reese has ordered breakfast from local takeaway: sausage wrap and cheese, chips, cheese wrap. Two separate wraps. I hope, Reese. I hope they're two separate. Kevin, I'm very well. Hope you're well. If anyone's new around here, why don't you give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share, give it a subscribe, become a member. Why not become a member of the Barmy Army, the Barmy Member Army? There's over 50 of us now, and you hit the join button and feel free. We haven't had a new member for a few days, so it'd be nice to or hang about and maybe become a member on the late mass debate show tonight if we have it, and then everyone goes, "Hey, you got a new member, woohoo!" and you get all like the accolades. And also we've got loads of the channel sponsors. We have Manscaped, we've got Untuck It, we've got all the obviously Iron supporting food banks as well. Some fantastic news coming out them recently, so make sure you check that. Problem is, if you ask both players to score sooner or later, it would cause miscommunication and tension unless they have a system where they swap roles per half. GP makes perfect sense. Both go and score goals, and they'll both go up and score goals. There'll be no one in the back to keep up the keep it all up. Two separate indeed. I'm glad. Although sausage, cheese, and potatoes would work. I mean, look at a burrito. Christ, how many things are in a burrito? Nice to see you looking after yourself, Reese. Yeah, exactly. He's got he's got cheese. He's got a bit of dairy. He's got a bit of carbs. He's got a bit of protein. There's maybe possibly some salad. Or is it just would it just be a sausage wrap? Would it just literally be a sausage wrapped in a tortilla wrap? I don't know if I'd like that. And then what do you have like? Would you have like ketchup on the side for dipping? Anyway, don't masturbate in public. Very true. It's breakfast, no salad. Indeed, good point. You don't have salad for breakfast. You don't have fruit, yes. Salad, no. Interesting, though. You don't. Yeah, interesting point. You don't have salad for breakfast. Souček scored all these goals last season when played a back three. When they went to two, he struggled. Now he's finding himself holding down the defence. Interesting. Good point, P. Gads. Maybe it is the back threes is what's hamstringing him. The lack of back three. Interesting. I like that. Yeah, it could be, man. Takeaway suggestion for tonight. Fridays, it's kebab. Is there any other possible takeaways for a Friday? Saturday's always curry night, isn't it? Saturday's in India. Friday's not a curry day, in my opinion. Saturday is a curry day. Friday is a kebab day. Well, if anyone is at the pie and mash night, Maudeville Promotions pie and mash night, I'll be there tonight. I've got to take Flo as well because Mrs. Budden has gone to Lakeside, and I'm left holding the baby. Literally, that's like the old joke, isn't it? What's an Essex girl's favourite wine? Take me to Lakeside. You're welcome. But yeah, chicken and lamb mixed shish. Each their own. Hi Russ, would you play Fab against Everton due to his last two games? Yeah, I would. We'll do a prop if you're having a mass debate tonight. Is Stephen Stone invited? No. Or lunch or dinner. You don't make friends with salad. You don't make friends with salad. I'm not looking forward to work tonight. Well, I'm not considering you've had bloody you're having your breakfast now at 5 o'clock. I think most of Souček's goals were from Dawson on the pitch, double threat from centre piece. But that's another good point, James. You're right, because I wouldn't. It'd be interesting going and looking at Souček's goals and how many of them were from set plays. And obviously, as you said, with Dawson not there, he was always sort of a bit of a threat, wasn't he? Obviously, a very big threat. And we scored a lot of set. We haven't done that this year. I don't know what it is as well. Again, maybe we're being found out a little bit in terms of set plays. I don't know. Everyone should be Greek. Every day should be Greek food like Lovey Stella. It's Stelios, isn't it? In it, peeps. In it, everybody peeps. As I said, only a short show today. As I said, if you've turned up early, I do apologise. To go back and listen to what David Moyes has said. The main takeaways are there sounds like there's one or two injuries. He won't tell you who it is, who they are. Souček, he thinks he's still great, and he'll get back to scoring again. Him and Rice have changed their dynamics slightly. He wants them both to score goals. Antonio's firing all cylinders, he reckons. Everton's going to be a tough game. Gary Goodison's tough, he knows, obviously. And he respects Rafa. And that's basically it. Just enough for us to have a 20-minute chat about it. But as I said, we'll potentially be back tonight, late mass debate, where we'll probably be talking about the Souček Rice the sort of the dynamic, changing dynamic, and we want to get your opinions as well. So if you are around, we'll be putting the link out, and you come on and have a quick chat with us about it, and then we'll be talking specifically about the preview game next week on Saturday night as well. Injuries, cheese strings, it is. Fair enough. Our set pieces have gone right off the ball. I think they have, man. Do you think Rice's new role of getting forward more has put pressure on Souček to get forward? I think, Kevin, I think Souček's been found out a little bit, and I think people are sort of doubling up on him a little bit, which gives Declan Rice the opportunity to go forward a lot more. I don't think it's a specific directive by Mr. Moyes for you. You change your roles now. I just think it's the way it's happened, the way it's fallen. It's the way it's come out in the wash, the way it's fallen out in the wash. Do you know what I mean? I try and get home early to join the mass debate. Well, it may be on. It may be on. I'm not going to promise anything, but definitely tomorrow we'll have the preview, and definitely, obviously, the watch along. I'm going to an ex-player night today, so hopefully it won't be too late, and then we can jump on and have a bit of a mass debate. Me and Ant together, just masturbating together. I want to see the Spanish way to cry. There he is. Fair enough. Oh, Mr. Benitez. That's exactly why we need Lingard back. Yep. Souček just needs a rest. I think you're right, man. I think there is. I mean, he's played 90 minutes back to back in the internationals. Declan Rice has only played 90 minute, and so I think you're right, man. I think there's a lot of. I think there's a team. I think there's a team. I think that it's difficult. It's really difficult. Yes. Sorry, someone just sent me an email. I'll sort that out later on. Time to unleash the French connection. Yeah, I mean, we're having talks about the centre-back pairings. All the talk's been about Souček and Rice, so the centre-back pairings and the goalkeeper as well. I'm sure Mr. Flack and I'm sure Mr. Baker will be talking about that tomorrow. Don't you think? I don't want to tread their toes, but I think there's going to be. Do you know what? I would really just have a good old shake up for Everton. We've got so many games coming up. I think you can try doing things a bit differently for some games. Rice and Kryle on Sunday, please. I wouldn't mind playing all three of them. I'll be honest. I wouldn't mind really pack out that midfield. Obviously they've got people like Decore. They've got some really good central midfield players, and I think if you pack out that midfield, you can nullify them there. Up top they ain't got as much as they have usually. So everyone's talking to me. Paul Reece has got work Friday night. Hashtag sad times. Sad times. I've already done it before, mate. Did it before the old restaurant game. The old restaurant game, and then your weekends are Monday and Tuesdays. Joke, innit? No one else wants to go out apart from other restaurant people. Russ, would you take Lingard back or buy a striker? Take Lingard back. I don't think, as I said, Kev, I said this afternoon on the lunchtime show, I don't think we'll ever see, unless someone clones Mikel Antonio or Marko Arnautovic, we will not buy a striker. We might buy a forward, but we will not buy a striker unless they are a clone of Marko Arnautovic or Mikel Antonio. So I'd rather get Lingard and then just that extra midfield forwardy play, you can move things around. I remember, as I said, the last 5 transfer windows, no one has. We haven't bought his play. We haven't bought his striker. We've always wanted to. Kryle, Souček with Rice push forward potentially. Matt thinks a 5-3-2. I don't know whether they're going to smash it. Whether they're going to smash in the old 5-3-2 again. Who knows? 3 of them will be good, but you sacrifice in different positions. The Souček needs work. Yeah. I know what you mean. 5-4-1. Yeah, we'll play Fredericks. Or I think you're right. I think it's the Soufal side that will have one. There'll be a change there, but I think Mbolo is a Antonio. He is. I could actually just bring in Belotti, quite similar to Arnold. Yes, that sort of stocky, nasty bastard player, isn't he? Belotti is, knows where the goal is. And he's I think you're right. When we was originally, I think it was during the summer, there was rumblings. That was when I thought this could be one. We're either going to spend money like that, or we'll buy someone for 10 million who might work. That's the way I think it. Sunday night is money settled for. Lucky we are playing a lot on Sundays. We are. Whoever got bought, if we aren't Lingard, they'll still be banished till next season. Bogart in Serie A reminds me of Antonio. Nasty. I hate them until they play for us. Exactly. It's true, man, isn't it? It's true. On Arnautovic, right? I know he's like now, but he was, and I said he was the perfect foil to the David Moyes formation and the way he plays now. He was better suited. And I'll stand behind it. If we're the 2018 Antonio in our team last season, we'll be in the Champions League this year. And that's what, yeah. Akin Fenwa, there we go. You want someone who's a big lump up front on a pre-contract, so you could probably get him in Jan, 15 million. Yeah, in Jan for 15 million. Yeah, same as Lingard, really, apparently, isn't it? Apparently, he'll be available to sign, and Daya reckons you sign him. So we're going to sign it in December or January. So who knows? Who knows, Mr. Flack? Anyway, guys, I'm going to shoot. Thank you very much for this. Really, really quick. If you like it, give it a like, give it a comment, give it a share. All helps out the old algorithmy thing. We'll be back. Loads of stuff over the next few next couple of weeks. You're going to effing get bored of us because we've got preview shows and watch alongs and review shows and highlight shows and all over the bloody place, man. There's so many bloody games coming up. So we're starting to get we'll be back up. Get the old content wheel going again after the international break, and then we've only got a few weeks and it all goes down again. But yeah, it's all good. Sex, drugs, and Carl Cole. I think Colin Cole would actually be quite interesting in this current setup. Lingard, better option than any. I totally agree. Call the last 30 seconds. Good weekend. Cheers, mate. Go back over, man, and watch the beginning. Double pie and mash with liquor. I don't like pie and mash. I'm only going to, schmooze, but I'm not going to eat the pie and mash. And Flo don't like pie and mash anyway. So I'm going to go for a little bit, just to say hello, meet a few people that I want to meet, get a few bits of content, and then I'll be off ski, I reckon. But anyway, anyway, as always, we'd like to thank all our channel members, over 50 of them on the channel. And we at the end of my shows, I like to leave a little thank you. So thank you very much to all to the member Barmy Army, and speak to you soon. Take care very much. Thanks for joining us. Bye bye. It's like a family tree, part of you and